It's 10 o'clock. Mr. Administrator, would you call roll?
Yes, sir. Chairman Ellis, Commissioner Larkins,
Present.
Commissioner Adams,
Here.
Commissioner McGowan,
Here.
Commissioner Marlowe Jr. Here. Attorney Walters, here. We have a quorum.
Okay, at this time, if everybody would stand, I ask Commissioner Larkins to lead us in the invocation and invocation.
This morning, as I often call, thank you for the many blessings that your souls will make the Father. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for able us to come out again to another county commission meeting. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for able us to be able to be in this position, Heavenly Father, to make the right decisions for this county, Heavenly Father. Ask you, Heavenly Father, to give us the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding, Heavenly Father, for the decisions to come before us, Heavenly Father. Ask you, Heavenly Father, look down on our citizens, Heavenly Father. Bless them in the need they stand up, Heavenly Father. Heavenly Father, I ask you, Heavenly Father, to look down on us as a nation. And we have come with a special prayer right now, Heavenly Father, for our youth, Heavenly Father. A lot of them is falling by the wayside. And we ask you, Heavenly Father, put your hands of protection around them, because we need it right now, Heavenly Father. These blessed words in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Commissioner, I went over this agenda a few minutes ago. Do we have agreement to go with the agenda as I read it a few minutes ago?
So moved.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. Motion carries. Item 1, Oak County Building Rehabilitation Project. We discussed this. I didn't hear discussion.
Is he on the phone back there?
Which one?
I don't know. Come back to it.
We'll skip this item for just a moment until our engineer comes back in. We'll go down to item number 3, county IT infrastructure equipment contract.
Yes, sir. Brought that before you all at the last meeting, meeting in June, regarding the overall county IT infrastructure and equipment contract that will provide the county with new computers, new infrastructure, new hardware, new firewalls, cybersecurity in place. The contract is from there, it's from a reputable contract on the state bid list. And move forward with this contract. I have some more time to look at it, but the contract will expire July 26, 2023.
I make a motion that we go forward with the IT contract and infrastructure of our building.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second, any discussion?
Yes, the copy of the contract, the same company and everything, this IT contract.
Yes, sir. Dale, take down. Yeah, we had two reputable, we had HP, we was back, and we had Dale, and they both were reputable companies on the state bid list. From there, I got to pay that purchasing manager, contacted the auditors, they were reputable entities. But the contract now in master service agreements, but up we were keying in on make sure they were not resellers in the actual company themselves, and they were.
And let's include that motion, the contract between the name of the company.
Dell Technology.
They are technologies.
I ask you a question, just a curiosity, there's a lot of things wrong with that, some other lands and all that. Are there provisions in this contract for new computers throughout the county offices?
Right, yeah, so commission office, the jail, courthouse, and engineering office.
What about the sheriff's department?
Yeah, the sheriff's department, we got the downstairs, we got the Upstairs, yeah, we got everything covered. See,
I mean, for computers on the sheriff.
right, yeah, no, the IT guy.
I just know that they're, from law enforcement perspective,
Right. Yeah, we
they're
got-
in need, and I just want to make sure that
yeah, we got-
hopefully they were in the deal to get some new.
And on top of that, we got 6 laptops when they come, so for the, Jesus, the recruiters.
They got to be installed as part of this contract.
Right, yeah, okay.
I just, yeah, check it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to purchase computer equipment through the state bid from Dell Technologies. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. Motion carries. We'll approve that. We'll make that equipment purchase.
I appreciate it, Jim.
Okay, item number 4. I don't know if we need our, let's go to item number 5, we'll come back to that. Item number 5, Ms. Miranda Townsend has requested that we advertise to hire a driver, emergency hire, for a driver. Do we have a motion to hire a driver?
I make a motion that the agent department hire emergency hire.
We have a motion to hire a driver on emergency situation for the aging department. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Just one thing, Jeff, as we do all our hires, we sure that they have a background check, with the sheriff's department before they come on board. I don't know if we've established that in the past, that everyone we hire goes through a background check before they come on board. To be clear, I'm sure that's happening.
Do you want to amend the motion and put that in the form of a motion, Commissioner McGowan?
You just amend the motion that we're going to have an emergency hire, qualified for the background check.
Second. That's your motion to amend. Your agreement to amend your
Yes.
motion.
Yes, sir.
Go back and get a second. Any further discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion carries. Okay, let's go back to the top of our list. Item number 1, Oak Cap Building Rehabilitation Project. Do you have that update for us, Mr. Engineer?
Passed out this letter earlier from Bill Mills and Kingwood. That's their recommendation to award. On the back, if you give a breakdown here, the total base bid is $641,044.22. How that breaks out is originally $150,000 through the grant amount, county. Originally allocated $150,000. In fact, you said that was $90,000 to be made up to the capital group, $60,000 through SSUT. Being back in, so that's $300,000. That's out $300,000 to $641,000. $44.22. That leaves you at $341,044.22. Outstanding. If that was above the original, the county would be responsible for. I'll explain, in this bid, there's a $75,000 contingency. So, I know there's things that oftentimes come up during construction, we start pulling back roofing or the siding, whatever, that may require dipping into that. But just want you to have that in mind, there's a $75,000 contingency put into this $641,000 bid. The other thing is, there's also architectural fees associated with this, that the county does have a signed agreement that was when this project initially started, architectural fees, we're doing Mills and Kingwood. Usually that's 10% of construction cost, and then it's usually divided up into I've got a copy here, I've got one copy. That's usually divided up into a 60-30-10 breakdown. It's 60% preliminary design, final design, 30% construction phase, and 10% So we're kind of, into that already, with that agreement to go to the table with. The other thing she did mention to me, originally when this $200,000 COVID money came in, $150,000 was decided to go towards this project, $50,000 toward the project in Midway. If that project were not to happen in Midway, we could turn around and use that $50,000 toward this project. So that would just be a matter of paperwork on their end. That would also be eligible for that. I did talk to Commissioner McGowan, a question about, repeat what your question was.
I was asking that grant amount of money came in, we utilize this money ourselves without going through this bid process and do the work in-house. Can we use that money?
She said it is. She said it is possible. She said the problem we're going to would be a lot of paperwork, and she said whatever contractors we have, whatever subcontractors we have, if somebody brought in to do the electrical work, if somebody you had to bring in from the outside to do HVAC work, paint work, whatever the case may be, they would need a SAMS number, which is a federal number, and then you get into a lot of paperwork where a lot of small contractors don't have that, numbers in that.
Mr. Chairman, I understand that, that was my fault. If we use that $150,000 ourselves, we hired, I said 5 years ago, we got some people who can do that work ourselves, buy equipment and hire 1 or 2 people and just go ahead and do that work, cut out all that bidding process, and the county take that project on and do that project ourselves. If we utilize that $150,000 and maybe put another $300,000, I think we could do that project ourselves, in-house, $300,000, and we would have to go this other expense. That was my thought on that. Not contracting anything, but I think the contract, because I mentioned this to you before, we got a guy that's gonna need a little more money, a little help. I do the side, top on this building, go do the paint this building, do this woodwork, and everything in-house, use our own employees. Don't contract anything out. We got $150,000, and it would cost us this $2 amount we got. I think we could do that. I looked at it, with that, and I think we could do that.
She just said that was a big issue with the time crunch being.
Yeah, we had to bid and go through the process, but if we just took it and did it ourselves, we'll build supply out we need to fix it.
She said the big thing is 80% of this money has to be spent by the end of the year. She said the contractor is on, I spoke to the architect, he said the contractor is on board, ready to start as soon as he got to go ahead and bid it. But that's ultimately a decision for the commission to make. But I just wanted you to kind of realize what we're talking about. You get $641,044.22. That's the construction cost. Like I said, $75,000 in there for a contingency. Grant amount, $150,000. County's original obligation was $150,000. That is $300,000. And then that leaves the $341,044.22 for construction costs. I said hopefully we wouldn't have to put too much into that contingency. But dispatcher, we won't speak to the availability of some of the funds we have to make up that difference.
They kind of different, it's 241.
I said 341. The difference is 341. That's my understanding, is 112 and 150,000 the original grant. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, yes. Yeah, if you want to talk about the county's total obligation, in the neighborhood of $191,000.
So the grant's 150,
Grant's 100.
and the county's got to put in 491. Sure.
Oh, yeah, I thought we were putting that 150,
$50 out of it, $50.
I thought that was moving midway. I thought it was still getting 250.
So I think the grant was originally 250 went to the Midway project and 150 went to this project. I had to look back and see. She did verify that.
Mr. Chairman, we can figure this out. The dollar amount was obligated to 241 and 341 before we take a vote on this. So
So, am I correct, the grant is 150,000, and the county has got to put in 491,000?
That would be correct.
So we're short 341,000.
Well, really, I mean, I mean, for sure, we got to put in 491,000.
The county has put in 491,000 toward this project.
Yeah, total,
Total.
our county fund. Is that right?
That's my understanding, yes. Talking very good.
We need to, go back in discussion on this. We just we'll table this, we can go back in discussion on that.
We have a motion to table this until a later date. Do we have a second?
Second that motion, to take this out next meeting.
Have a motion to table it to our next meeting. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. We'll table this until our next meeting. Item number 2 on our list, assistant engineer hiring.
Yes, I made a recommendation, come today, make that recommendation. Hire Cole Hatcher, as the assistant engineer, starting off with step 1 of the NADOT assistant engineer scale. Make that recommendation, Mr. McGowan, I put it in last week, and, still my recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, should I speak to that?
Yes, sir.
Well, Jason, I appreciate you bringing the opportunity for this you engineer and look at it. We had a good conversation. Kind of like what I saw in the youthfulness and willingness to do something. But to the commission, we got a recommended salary. I should probably support this engineer at the same salary our last engineer was making $53,772. And once he passed the inspection process to do what we want to see done on these roads and everything, we can elevate his salary. We have to encourage him to go ahead, get this under his belt, and we can raise his salary to the amount that he's requesting now. So I would be for hiring that salary after my meeting with him on Friday. I just want to put it out for the commission, but I could go along with it. Not at that salary proposal. I want to make sure that he can provide these functions. We paid $125,000 for consulting engineers on these 2 roads that we're doing. It's a 30-day project. He can do this kind of work, save us money. I can go with it. I want him to speed up and pass these tests and get certified in this area. All right.
Can we be specific about the certifications, which ones you want to take?
It will be the, become a certified bridge inspector, to take that 2-week class, and also to get roadway technician 1, certification.
And how long was that?
I mean, these classes are not taught all the time, but it would take probably, I'll take a year to do both of those. Just depending on when it's taught, it could be a year and a half.
How much difference is the step 1 salary and the field 3?
Step 1 is $66,331.20. $66,331.20. For the state pays 50% of the salary.
Do you have an idea if you'll come at the lower amount? Because I know we lost one engineer at that lower rate.
I'm not sure. But when I brought this up before, I was always talking about step 1 here.
See, last time the engineer was here for over a year, he never advanced himself and got the plan we wanted. I mean, if we wanted to move with this, I want to be certain that project we do. I don't want to hire a consulting engineer and give them $125,000 to do work that we can do in-house. We do it in-house, and I want to have certifications to be able to do it. And that's what I've been pushing for all the time. I take care of engineer's salary, to get certified and be able to do these inspections on this trade. We spent $1 million on this paving project over a time frame with outside engineers. So I want everything to be certified to do what other counties are doing. They do this themselves in-house.
So Commissioner, is Is that your motion that was starting off the same as the last assistant engineer, and once he passes the road of the bridge inspection certification and the roadway technician one, then we move them up to step one on the scale?
That would be my motion.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second, any further discussion? Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. Okay, you understand what we approved.
What was that dollar amount again?
53,772. Oh, that's the number I mean.
You got to keep it right.
It was 53,772. Is that what the?
Yeah, it was state, yeah, I understand.
Okay, next on our agenda, Ponderosa Road Resolution.
This is just, follow up to the last, discussion we had at the last meeting about the, approval. This is just a formal resolution that the, state needs. It's related to, the debt funding for this. And, basically, this is a formal resolution. Last meeting, you approved to move forward with this, approve that bid. That resolution's there in front of you. I don't know what the resolution number is, Patrick.
I think it would be 2023 days.
Mr. Chairman, this is over in your district, if you chair, you can't make a motion, so if I'm in order, I make a motion that the Bullock County Commission Resolution 2023-10, that's the number, for the Community Development Block Grant Project number CDNC 20-020 be approved. No, this is for the,
The one I'm looking at here is.
no, this is for the EMA bill, where's the one for the,
It should be in the same house.
not for the EMA bill? Do we have a resolution? Okay, is it on the back page of the attachment?
Oh, yes, it's on the back, yeah. I have a letter here from the county letter here, it's the last page of that.
Okay.
Okay, well, let's make this motion to approve Bullock County Commission Resolution with the number that Community Development Block Grant Project, number CY-CMPL-21010 roadway improvements.
We have a motion, do we have a second? Second. We have a motion and a second, any further discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion carries. Mr. Engineer, do you have anything else? Just for me to focus. Okay, all right, next on our agenda is, Ms. Cooper, requested to hire a new employee, to help on the back of the garbage truck. Because we have one employee who has resigned, and it'll be, this end of this week is their last, day of work.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
if I'm in order, I make a motion that Mr. Cooper hire an emergency employee for the back of the garbage truck on the same conditions that the background check was approved by the sheriff's department.
Okay, we have a motion, do we have a second? Second. We have a motion and a second, any discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Okay, item number 7, team elevator.
Brought that contract before you all, maintenance service agreement. I think it's 5-year, contract approved for the elevator maintenance. At an amount of $195 a month. We get approval on it for the elevator. So 192, 195, 195. 195.
Commissioners.
Mr. Chairman, what your attorney has no problem with this project and this contract, and the contract has expired. I make a motion that we approve on team elevators contract, maintenance on our elevator.
We have a motion to approve the contract with team elevator, do we have a second?
Second.
Do we have any discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. Motion carries. We'll enter into that contract. I think that's the only, did I miss anything? I think that's the only thing we have on our agenda. Well, we placed on the agenda, possible hiring of a garbage truck driver, but I don't think we want to take any action on that right now. And I think next, correct me if I'm wrong, Commissioners, we want to go into recess and hold a work session. And then we'll come back and start regular. That's correct. If that's correct, we have a motion to do that.
Chairman, I move to recess this meeting, until after the work session, and Zoom our regular meeting following the work session.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any questions? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no.
Recess this meeting immediately right now.
Yes. Okay. We are now in recess. thing we have on our agenda is possibly hiring a part-time garbage truck driver or full-time driver. Do we have any action y'all want to take on that?
We can always use a part-time driver. You never can tell when somebody's gonna come out, somebody's gonna get sick. The train got to keep moving. So, I make a motion that we advertise for a part-time driver. Now, let's put the salary in that motion, but we're gonna put in the hire for the part-time driver. We're gonna recommend that we're gonna advertise for.
Mr. Chairman, what's the recommendation for the first one? Just, I got the emergency hospital, I got the.
Yes.
Item 7, right?
Because Mr. Robert Burgess is
Okay, we'd like to, okay,
resigning and he's getting a new job.
all right,
So I think we handled that.
okay. And this motion is for,
We have advertised for a part-time, solid waste driver, that can just, put the salary, the advertising, but the salary for it.
Do you have a recommendation? What do you think? Should be.
Yeah. I'll research that law and see what we should be paying, so that, I don't know.
So Commissioner, your
Well, Mr. Burgess, man, he's not gonna come back, he's gonna drive. That's what part-time driver. I'm just joking, he already got the job, but I mean, if you want to table it, advertise next meeting, and come up with a salary, but you gotta have a salary in there, if you want to advertise for the driver for, next time.
You make a motion that we table.
Well, I rescind that motion, I make a motion that we, table until we determine the salary for a part-time, solid waste driver, table until our next meeting.
We have a motion to table hiring a part-time driver. Do we have a second?
second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion carries. We table that until our next meeting. Is there any further business or action we need to take?
No action, but I'd like to make a comment, Mr. Chairman. On this Friday from 6 to 8, redistricting is going to take place, a special session is coming into play on July 17th. Out at the Ponderosa, we want to invite all of our elected officials that can come out. We want to invite our legislators and representatives that's going to be voting on this issue to come out and let's kind of look at the map and see, make our suggestions to them. So it's an invitation for all the elected officials to come out between the hours of 6 and 8. Have us our own little work session in Bullock County as it relates to this redistricting, because it's a district that we're more likely to be in. That's an invitation. That's all I have.
Mr. Wallace, I just want to let the commissioner know that,
I should ask permission to do, Jennifer, we have back to school summit at Harris Park. I should ask Commissioner Dean, would be fine with Commissioner Body to have it.
I don't have a problem with it.
Well, we will have a back to school summit for the youth on Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023, at 5 o'clock till 7 o'clock at Harris Park, that is Midway, Alabama. And the topics that we covered is money management, drug prevention, and serving others. And book bags and free meal will be given away to the ones who participate. And anybody with any questions about it, contact me at 334-850-2715. That will be at Harris Park, August 2nd, 5:30 to say I'm done.
Anything else?
What was the date?
August the second.
Second.
Mr. Arnold? Mr. Arnold, do you have any comments before we go back?
No.
You're through, Mr. Allen? Everybody good? Motion to,
Church wants, this is just a general topic. All y'all know about the county attorney a long time, and also worked with the DA's office a long time. Presently also served as a city judge. Our youth in this county are slammed out of control. Just let y'all know, gun violence is on the increase. People is shooting one another like they ain't no tomorrow, like that's the norm of the day. I don't know what impact any of you can have on that, or any of the public can have on that. But somebody needs to let our youth especially, it's not just the youth, but the youth in particular. We got to somehow get a control on this. And if you see your law enforcement officers, whether they're Aaliyah, state troopers, sheriffs, or sheriff riders, or police department, give them a pat on the back. They out there on the front lines, and they catch it to death. We got robberies occurring now in the middle of the night, folks going in on folks and arming them, robbing them with pistols in the middle of the night in rural areas of Bullock County. We got, I don't know what you're the county leaders. Now I know you're not in law enforcement. I know you're not encouraging people to commit crime. That's not what I'm saying. But if you don't know, I'm trying to let you know it's a big problem. I know we discussed earlier today with the juvenile probation officer and the seriousness of bills and where to put these young people when we do catch them. And somehow they've gotten in their mind that it's a good thing that they're gonna give them power and they can do whatever they want to, and they do it. And so I'm not a magic wand. I don't have a magical answer. But at some point in time, they got to have some role models that people can look up to and say, well, Mr. McGowan don't do that. He seems to be doing good. Why do I want to tote a gun? Why do I want to shoot somebody? Or Commissioner Adams he don't get in no trouble, and I don't see him shooting at folks. Maybe they'll start seeing examples of people who don't do those things and want to be like that. So I'm using this as a soapbox to say there's a problem and it's getting worse. I see it all the time. I know y'all don't see it all the time because you don't see the police reports and the evidence coming in and the shell casings going to forensics, and it's getting to be an everyday thing with me. And so if you see a young person, take some time with them, encourage them to walk straight in there. You see police officers, tell them thank you for what they're doing because they're out there on the front lines. For that, I'll be one.
Well said. I want to thank you for your soapbox, and then, we being county commissioners, we need to take this stuff. I don't know what we can do, and if you got a book bag thing, you're talking about some positive stuff out of anyway, on the 2nd of August and stuff, we might need to be a little bit more engaged in our communities and messaging this same type of messaging. We got to take charge of our community. So, as well said, we got to think of what we can add to this. You got to
not patting myself on the back of that, but me as a county commissioner of Bullock County, I do everything I can to help the youth of Bullock County. That's because I know the trouble that you can get in from spinning. It ain't like, somebody just say, hey, they're just talking. I know the trouble you can get in. And the thing with it, I do everything I can to help Bullock County from the youth summit, all the way down to the youth fishing derby. I do everything I can to help Bullock County. Help the kids, because they are future. If we, as a community, don't come together to try to help our kids, we're gonna really have a problem. And like I always tell people, it might not be at your house today, but tomorrow it'll be at your house. No matter what, you can stay, you can live in a big mansion on top of that hill. It'll sit right at your front, it'll sit right at your table and eat supper with you. It'll sit at your front table and eat supper with you. So it take all of us. White, black, Hispanic, it take all of us. Take all of us to come together.
Not only the children, the parents,
Parents,
the grown-ups too.
yes.
We're leaving the adults out, and some of the adults are the main problem.
Well said, man. There's nothing else. I look forward to the adjourn.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second, any discussion? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. We are adjourned until 2 weeks from today.